morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, August 23rd, and today Dr. Wagner from MVP is coming out, which is Mobile Veterinary Practice. They're here in Amarillo. She's coming out this morning to check on Anna, and just got everyone fed, so she should be here in a few minutes. So here's an update on Anna from our veterinarian. So she's checking her heart and lung function, and everything sounded normal with her heart and her lungs, so that was a good sign. That's Tom. He's pretty. I love long-haired cats. Do you want me to halter her or anything, or?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Good idea.
Okay. Normal temperature, that's good.
How long ago were those videos from?
A week?
I guess it's a way of knowing for sure.
Yeah. The one that I sent you is from probably, because I found her on Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday I found her. So those videos they couldn't have been more than a week old.
Okay.
So
it's weird.
But-
She does have milk in her bags and stuff.
does she?
Yeah, so occasionally horses will get like a false lactation, but her vulva looks swollen too.
Okay.
Like maybe she did have a baby recently.
Okay.
There's not much to do about it.
Okay.
Just let it dry out.
Okay. I didn't know if you had to do anything to get the milk out or, okay.
No, in fact, if you mess with it, she'll keep producing milk.
Oh, okay, then we don't want to do that.
Just leave it alone,
Okay.
at that part. So this thing on her ribs, it's weird. It's probably an old trauma like you were suspecting.
Right.
I don't know if it's a broken rib. All these look pretty continuous. And either way, like you can't, even if a horse breaks a rib, you can't really do anything.
Fix it,
about
right?
it.
Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
just like people, they don't do anything.
Right, for a broken rib, right?
So that's what I suspect, the old trauma. So what we want to do
Okay,
is
good.
just kind of document the size of it, make sure
Okay.
it's not getting bigger.
Okay.
If it stays static, then that's okay. That's
Okay.
just her,
Mm-hmm.
If it's growing or
Because
anything.
her other side kind of has like a small lump like this, but not as big. So it's a little one on that side, but it's definitely not as pronounced.
I think that's like the confirmation of her rib cage.
Okay.
This one is just pronounced, so the other side is just pronounced because she had trauma.
Gotcha. So like if it was a tumor or something like that, would it be soft?
Not necessarily. They could potentially get like a bone tumor.
Uh-huh.
But that sort of stuff is really, really rare in horses.
Okay.
Luckily. So
Good. Okay.
yeah, you definitely do want to monitor the size, make sure
Okay.
it's not growing.
Okay.
But
you need brushed again, lady.
That would be really very rare in horses. So
okay.
And then for the swelling on the legs, let's I'm gonna draw some blood.
Okay.
I have one test I can run here, and then the rest I'll run back at the clinic.
Okay.
So can I see how she walks too?
Yeah.
For here.
Come on, sweet girl. Come on. We really haven't had her on a halter, so I don't really know how she leads. She seems pretty good.
She seems pretty with it.
Come on, baby. She doesn't like the uneven surface right here, so she does go slow. Good girl. So I didn't know if the swelling was from so much traveling or where.
Yeah, I just want to run blood work to make sure there's something else going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is just like kind of run-of-the-mill, like stocking up, what horse people call it. It's just subcu edema, and it does happen. Like if they have a lot of changes, if they're not super systemically healthy, their circulation doesn't work as well.
Gotcha.
They're not moving around very much. So
right.
She's weak and kind of sore. So all those things definitely do cause that, and it's usually not too big of a concern, but we definitely do want to rule out like anything like with her kidneys or something that would be causing her to build up extra fluid.
Gotcha. She is going to the bathroom, so There was a pile. Like these are fresh. These were from probably last night or this morning.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Have you given her anything like dewormer wise or anything?
No, I didn't want to do anything to upset her system or anything like that. So,
okay.
Do you think we should, or?
I think so. Let's make sure the blood work all looks okay.
Okay.
And then probably will want to do that.
Okay.
That's a good place to start as
Okay.
far as reducing parasites can help them with weight gain pretty rapidly. You know.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. She's a good girl. Yeah.
Okay, let me go get some blood stuff.
Okay. Come on, sweetie.
She's going to do some blood work. She's going to be running 2 tests. She ran one to check for infection, and then she also did another one, which was a CBC chemistry, which checks her liver and kidney function.
There you go. So what was this test that you ran?
So I'm going to run a CBC and chemistry back at the clinic. So
Okay.
It's like our basic.
Right.
XAA.
Okay.
It measures the acute phase protein that goes up if there's infection.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna make sure if there's. She doesn't really have any other signs of infection. Like her lungs sound good, no temperature, her gut sounds are great, all that. So
Okay. Good.
There's a reason to put her on any antibiotics or anything.
Okay.
This does take like about 10 minutes to run her, so.
Yeah.
We can get her some hay in the meantime.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have her now.
Yeah. I just want to.
How many do you guys have in total?
7. Now we have 7.
So the reason for giving her hay is so that the vet could check to make sure that her grinding pattern was good and that she wasn't having any issues with chewing hay. At some point we will have her teeth floated, but for right now we're trying to get weight put on her, so we don't really want to mess with her teeth right now.
But she can start going out to pasture a little bit. That'll help her as well.
Okay.
Just do that a little slowly too.
Gotcha. Can like in the paddock area, maybe just not all the way out in the pasture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For
Okay.
a few hours
Perfect.
at a time to start.
Gotcha.
This goes up to 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
So give her, a tube and a quarter maybe, and giving them a little bit too much, it won't hurt them.
Okay. So. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, so split that.
That spot on her side, so I didn't know.
Yeah, it's definitely not normal, but as long as it's not changing,
Gotcha.
it's not really something to worry about.
Okay.
And, there's not a lot to do about it.
Right. Right.
So we just gotta make sure it's not getting bigger. So.
Gotcha. And then the swelling in her legs, just wait for the blood work?
Yeah, I'll call you today. I'll
Okay.
call you as soon as I get back to the clinic, I'll run it.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And then, so the swelling in her legs, what could that travel maybe, or?
Yeah, travel, and just with her not being super systemically healthy, their circulation gets poor.
Gotcha.
And if she's a little bit weak and sore, she'll stand around more, and if they stand still, they can be prone to getting some swelling in their lower legs. If she's good on the blood work, then we just encourage her to move around.
Right. Because she didn't seem to be limping too bad on that hip yesterday when I saw her walking around. She wasn't limping like she was when she first got off the trailer.
And today she looked honestly pretty good. I saw just a little bit, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
She seemed comfortable enough that I think she's going to get around okay. So.
Good. You don't see anything wrong with that hip or anything?
Not on just a cursory exam. So like I said, it's hard to evaluate if they're weak. So once she gets some kind of muscle built up, we can definitely tell a little bit more.
Gotcha. She looks so tired. Okay. So is this going to cause diarrhea or anything that I should watch for?
That's why we start with this particular one. It's a little bit easier on them to start with, if they've never been dewormed before.
Right.
We don't know.
Probably not. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, we have a game plan, and it's good news, and I was really worried about her, so good news. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for coming out. So just to summarize everything that the vet talked about, I did make a list just so I wouldn't forget anything. So we do have a plan moving forward on how to feed her, and we're going to give her just hay for the next couple days so her body just continues to readjust. So she's getting her hay bags filled up 4 times a day, so that's probably about 2 flakes a piece, so she's getting maybe half a bale of hay per day. We're going to do that for the rest of this week, and then next week we're going to start on Alpha Pro, which Alpha Pro has helped all our other horses gain weight, and that's basically the only thing that they've eaten. They've eaten pasture, grass, and coastal hay, and Alpha Pro. There's a certain portion that they need, but that's what they've all used, and that's what they've all done to gain weight. And Freya is an actual perfect example of that. She's been eating about 30 pounds a day, and that's what Charlie gets as well. And she's actually put on a bunch of weight. I actually just cut her food back to just a small portion, just so they get the vitamins and minerals that they need. So Anna, however, is going to be starting Monday on Alpha Pro. So she's going to get 2 pounds in the morning and 2 pounds at night. And then every 3 days, we're going to increase it by 1 pound up until we can get her up to 30 pounds per day. And then next week she'll have a free choice of coastal hay. She doesn't like prairie. I tried to give her some prairie grass and she did not like it, so she likes the coastal. So we're going to keep her on that. Her teats being swollen, the vet did say that she possibly could have had a baby, which I apologize because I called it a calf the other day and I meant to say foal. So she might have had a baby, but she said just to watch it to make sure that they don't get any more swollen, that they will, eventually the milk bags will dry up and there's really nothing else that you can do about it. Her hip, the day she was here, she was moving pretty well. She wants me to start putting a hay bag outside, which I did, so she would walk a little bit more. And in about 2 weeks, we'll be able to turn her out into the paddocked area when all the other horses go out. We're not really ready to introduce her yet to the other horses. We need to get her a little bit stronger. Her hip, she did think that part of her hip problem was also not having any muscle on it, and that could make it very sore and very hard during travel. So she came from Ohio and then came to Kemp, Texas, which was just outside of Dallas, and then when Corey went to pick her up, that was another 6 hours. So there's no telling how long she's actually been in a trailer and been moved around. So that's really hard on her, and especially at her age, and she might even have some arthritis as well. But when the vet was here, she was moving pretty good. She still does have some swelling in those back legs. It is better this morning. It looks like it's going down, but what the vet said, with her moving around more, that'll help with the swelling and her not being static. She is still eating and going to the bathroom well. She's drinking water. She's staying hydrated. Her bump on her side, I guess it's not common for horses to get tumors like that, so it looks like it's an old injury, maybe a broken rib or some kind of other injury that she had that just didn't heal properly. So we're just going to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't get any bigger. So she did do blood work. The first one was to test for infection, so that was at 0, so she has no infection, so that's a great thing. No temperature, her heart and lungs sounded good. And then she also did, I think it's a CBC, sorry, I'm not entirely sure if that's correct or not, but she did a blood chemistry on her to check her liver and kidneys, and everything was completely normal. So that's really, really good news, and I think I covered everything from what we went over with at the vet's office, or what the vet went over when she was here. So I do believe I covered everything again in a recap, but she is doing well and still eating, and Corey and I are just so grateful for all your support and all your love and all the comments and everything, and I am trying to get to him. Corey was working on the internet last night, so I apologize for not getting this up yesterday. I know everyone was going crazy and wanted to know what was going on at the vet, so it was really good. She actually also checked all the rest of the horses while she was out here, and she said everyone's looking good. Right now Anna's doing great, and thank you all for your support. I will try to keep you updated as much as possible. Like I said, her blood work was good, liver and kidneys, everything's functioning well. So now we just have to get her healthy and get her some muscle, and in about 2 weeks she said we can turn her out into the paddocked area so she can get some more exercise and graze on her own. So we'll definitely do that. But she just wanted her to get a little bit more muscle. And then if she is still limping on that back leg, in a couple weeks we can take her down to the vet. I had the vet come out to the house was because I didn't want to transport her again, because it's still about a 30-minute drive for us to get down to MVP. So I didn't want to have to transport her again. So that's why the vet came out to the house. But in a couple weeks, if she's still limping on that back leg, we will definitely take her down to the vet's office and have that x-rayed and make sure that there's not something else going on, or she has arthritis or needs some type of medication for her hip, because we definitely don't want her to be in pain. That's the whole point of rescuing her and bringing her out to the farm. So thank you all so much for following along with our story. And like I said, I'll keep the updates with Anna, and I will get you some more updates on the rest of the horses as well, because I know everyone wants to know how everyone's doing. Anna got a clean bill of health yesterday. That was a huge relief, because I've shed so many tears over this poor girl and the condition that she was in since she got here. So again, thank you all so much for your support, and we'll keep you posted on everything, and I will keep the videos coming. I'm working on it, and like I said, Corey worked on the internet last night, so hopefully uploading will be faster. That other update video that I did was 23 minutes, and it took 8 hours to upload. So out here in the middle of nowhere, our internet is very slow. So we're working on it. We're getting them together, and I'm going to keep you as updated as possible, as much as I can. So like I said, thank you again so much for watching. We truly appreciate your support, and stay tuned for more updates. Thanks.